Hey guys, here is a small play-by-play on how I play Druid on KC in Pugs. In the description and timeline, you can find timestamps, so you can skip around to what you want more information on. I'll be honest, as a Druid on KC, not a lot is expected from you, so we as Druids can try our best to fill in the gaps where other supports may fail. KC is a relatively low-pressure fight for a healing Druid to take care of, even in the later phases where KC gets enraged stacks. In this pug, we have a second healer, a heal firebrand, but this is not necessary and very much overkill. The things that will kill you on this boss cannot be out-healed by two healers. This refers to the mechanics that explode as well as being in KC's hitbox during the Phantasmal blade attack, also known as the pizza slices. I will try to put in the tips and ideas you can use as a druid to make this fight fun for you. I will also include the entire video of this pug run at the end. Looking at our team composition, there's a few things that stand out to us. We have multiple power chronos and a weaver in our subgroup. This means that we will need to take spotter for them. We can also notice that we have a dragon hunter, as well as a few other classes that will help out with Vuln. This means that we do not take Storm Spirits, and we can take a different utility skill. On top of that, we have a heal firebrand, which means there will be even less pressure for us to heal. But I played this pug as if we didn't have a second healer. This due to the fact that a lot of heal firebrands don't heal properly, and it's better to assume you need to do more than less. I also wanted to show what it would be like if you did play a solo heal. For our gear, we'll be using the standard, which means you will opt to use Sigil as Transference and Sigil of Water for your weapon, as well as taking Monk Ruins for your armor. For utilities, we're going full spirits. The Frost and Sun Spirit will provide a nice DPS bonus, while Stone Spirit offers us protection, so we take less damage from things that do hit us. It also provides some immobilize for the break bar that we will come across. As Elite, we take Spirit of Nature so we can rest people, but also so we can provide ourselves and the rest of the squad with stability for the times that KC will try to knock us down. An alternative to this is Glyph of Stars, which goes against the conditions that the Phantasmal blade attack gives. But, in my opinion, this isn't necessary if you use CA correctly, so I would still recommend you to take Spirit of Nature. For our traits, we don't make a lot of changes. We take Skirmishing with the standard traits. You can switch Quick Draw and Vicious Squirrel depending on if you want to heal more or do more damage. Nature Magic remains untouched, unless you want to do more damage there as well, then you can take Bountiful Hunter in exchange for less healing power. In the Druid trait line, I also took Primal Echoes for more CC and for a lower cooldown on the staff skills, as well as taking Nature's Stride since I didn't want to stealth on KC with Celestial Shadow and mess up the fixations. For pets, I took the Iboga for a high damage pet with some CC, and I also took the Wyvern for high CC in case that was necessary. Alright, having covered the basics, we can go to the actual fight. As the fight starts, the aggro will switch to whoever has the highest toughness, our tank. It will usually take a few seconds for KC to walk over. This lets us give Fury and Might to our party before they do their burst on the boss. The first mechanic we will come across is a mechanic that causes two phantasms to spawn on either side of the room. You can tell where the phantasm will spawn by looking at the statues. The one that will spawn the phantasm will slowly glow white until it breaks. The tank will move KC on top of the closest phantasm. The DPS players will try and kill the phantasm, so the green circle in which it dies lands on KC. The circle will remove one of Sarah's Embrace stacks. Once the two stacks are removed, we will get a break bar and will go to a phase that will allow us to do more damage. You don't have to do much other than heal and do damage where possible. You should also make sure that if you move, that your spirits are still within range. If you get the fixation, just stand in KC, or slightly towards the wall. During the Phantasm spawn, two additional mechanics will happen. One of these is, as the Phantasm walks over, KC will go into a squat before jumping into the air and landing on the ground. This will do damage, as well as knock anyone down that isn't dodging, has aegis, or stability. With our nature spirit, we can always make sure that no one will be knocked as long as they're within range. With CA5, we can ensure we don't get knocked. And finally, with CA3 and 4, the damage from the knock will instantly be topped off and people will be full health again. That way they can enjoy their scholar if they have it or need it. The second thing we come across can be one of two options. The first option is the mechanic where circles spawn on players, as you can see on your screen. The second option is a Phantasm spawn, which I will show you after. For this mechanic, the circle spawn, you can't really do much as a druid. If you don't have the fixation of a Phantasm, just make sure you're the furthest away to give others space, and make sure that the people that are in the circles have their health topped off. The circles will eventually explode and do damage. The more circles on top of each other, the more damage the people in it will take. So if you have multiple people stacked on top of each other, they are bound to die. For this, you can keep your elite spirit if you don't give the group stability, or you can heal the people that are rezzing the down players so they don't die to the Phantasmal blade that can occur after. The second option that can occur is the Phantasmal spawn. With this mechanic, a bunch of red and white phantasms will spawn, and the players of the raid will get a color assigned to them. The purpose of this mechanic is for the players to kill their respective color. If they don't do this, then the phantasms will explode and do massive damage. I've yet to come across a group that can't properly do this, but just in case it does happen to you, you can use your nifty elite spirit to save the day. The timing for this is as following. If you yourself have white assigned, you use your spirit when there is 1 second left on your buff bar. If you have red assigned, you use it as the red buff disappears. With this, people will be rezzed, and you can carry on with CCing KC, and hopefully killing it. So, we have the first mechanics finally behind us. Now comes the part after the CC. As a druid, you will use your pet CC, CA3, and Warhorn 5 if you have it up. As KC gets CC'd, he will go up into the ceiling, and 3 circles appear in the room with a phantasm inside of each. We have to make sure there's 2 players in each circle, but as a druid, you will go to the center. You will place your spirits there to be ready for the burst and to start pushing the orb. However, if you do notice that a circle needs an additional player, always go in it because it's better than wiping. For pushing, you will use your staff and auto-attack the orb to get it to move. If your pet is aggroed onto the orb, pay it no mind as it will not push it. While pushing, you might get help from other players to make the process faster, so keep your eye on everything. When it comes to the amount of orbs that we want, we will have to look at the group's DPS, as this will be different in every single raid. Each orb will place a debuff on KC called Compromised, which will increase incoming damage by 75% per stack. For pugs, where I have no idea what the DPS is like, I will always go for 3 rifts. If we barely or don't make it, I will do more in P2. If we didn't need as much, I will go for 2, so 1 less. Just keep in mind to always add 1 orb in the last pushing phase, as KC has more HP during it. In general, the rule of thumb is pay attention to how much HP is left on KC since he phases at 66 and 33%, and figure out how much damage your group does and will do. Once you push through the right amount of rifts, push the orb out or let it stay until a phantasm collects it. Rush to the center and give fury and might to your group. Double check that your spirits are nearby for that sweet damage buff from Frost Spirit. Once KC is phased, which happens at 66 and 33%, we will come across a new mechanic. This is the Orb Collecting Phase. In this, KC will become invulnerable, and white and red orbs will spawn and move towards the boss. Just like with the Phantasm mechanic, each player gets assigned a color, red or white. According to the color you got assigned, he will collect orbs and absorb the incoming damage. If you don't collect an orb and it gets to KC, or if you collect the wrong orb, he will gain a stack of Magic Blast Intensity. If you notice these stacks going above 20, it will be good for you to cash your Elite Spirit at the end, as there is a big chance people will down from it. Otherwise, just collect your orbs and heal people while you can. I usually check the color buff to see how long I have until KC gets back. With this, I know I can enter my CA safely between 25 and 35 seconds until I have to leave it. If I don't leave it before the 25, I won't be able to heal the attacks after. If you notice people are still getting low during this phase, utilize your staff skills, as well as your heal spirits active. After we collect our orbs, KC will become vulnerable again. He will do his Magic Blast, which will do damage based on how few or how many orbs you have collected. Get ready with your CA3 to instantly heal everyone, and stay in CA to heal against the upcoming attack. This is the Phantasmal Blade attack, which is also called the Pizza Slice attack by the community. In this, KC will bunker down and rotate a metaphorical blade around him. If this blade hits you, you will gain Torment and Confusion stacks, as well as take damage. As a Druid, you will keep healing the group, and keep in mind that CA3 is your burst heal, in case someone is very low. When the blade hits your group, you will want to prepare with the CA2 and 3 to try and cleanse the group from their conditions straight away. After all, the confusion will keep pulsing damage as they attack, and they are doing their burst. And during this phase, most people do not move, so Torment will take a lot as well. If you do have Glyph of Stars here, you can use it to prevent people from getting conditions. But as you can see here, it is not needed at all. If someone stands in the hitbox to take all the hits, they will most likely die to the raw damage anyways. And if they don't stand in the hitbox, you can easily cleanse the conditions in your CA. If this is still something that you're insecure about, you can always take a healing trap to cleanse the conditions. These were all the basic mechanics that you will come across as a Druid on KC, and how you can react to it accordingly. In the Pug video, you can see in P3 an example of me getting Fixation, as well as people going down. The run was kind of messy, but I think it still gives a good example of what you can do in certain situations. One thing I would definitely recommend as a Druid, not exclusively to KC, is to always keep healing, even when people are down, like you can see here. You are not the person that should be rezzing. This will cause the fight to snowball as others go low and down as well. In the perfect scenario, you would Elite Spirit res. You will also see me dodging the jump, even with stability. This is so I don't take damage and allows me to overheal the second subgroup faster, as I don't have to heal myself. Well, I hope this video helped you a bit and makes you feel ready to fight KC as a Druid. Good luck!
One's a company, two's a crowd, three's a party coming, move around like fresh fresh when the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun is down, enjoy the ride, get some pillows in the Chevy. Just like a dolly, low hitting heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with this steady. Oh, Smile, that's about all you gotta bring. So enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. It's like a darling, low, hitting heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with you steady. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to find. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology. Самолет несет меня, будто в кулаке зажав великан. В иллюминаторе земля. Самолет несет меня, большой стальной великан. В иллюминаторе земля. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. Lord, give me life to find. I long for your company. Oh, girl, your love for me is a part of me, my biology. One's a company, two's a crowd, three's a party coming, move around like the first rush when the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun is down. Enjoy the ride, got some pillows in the Chevy. It's like a darling, low, hitting heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with you steady. Open for plans tonight. Lost in the afterglow. Oh, girl, your love for me keeps calling me, so I'm calling you. come move around like the first rush when the school is out, when the booze is up, when the sun is down. Enjoy the ride, get some pillows in the Chevy. Just like a die, laying low, hitting heavy. Take your time, let me know when you're ready. Couple months I've been messing with this steady. Open for plans tonight. No